Hi everyone, Mrs. Gravenese here. Today I'm going to focus on the learning app called IXL. Students will use IXL in specifically in their math and ELA classes and maybe in their science as well. But IXL is a computer program that provides extra support, enrichment, and reteaching for math and ELA. You can get to IXL by going on class link and clicking on this green button. Looks like this. It says IXL. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like live. So here is class link, which I showed you how to get to in a different video. Hopefully you remember. And I'm going to click on IXL. If it prompts you, make sure you sign in with Google. Okay, we always would sign in with Google. That way it captures your login information. And IXL at the top, you see this green bar. Now, behind where my webcam picture is should be your name. Okay, I am covering the name so that this student is not singled out, but your name should be there. And if it's not, then you need to log in all the way. So here we go. We have learning in the green. We have diagnostic and we have analytics. Your teachers will probably start you off by having you take the diagnostic. Okay, and this is a series of questions used to give you a diagnosis of your learning. So it can be separated by math and language arts. So for math, it can tell you which skills you are the strongest with, which ones you're a little weaker on, and it will give you kind of like a grade level that you're currently working with. So let's step into the arena. Now, as a math teacher, I would want my students to work on math questions only. So in this darker blue button, okay, you can see it right here. You see the little arena, which will show you how far along you have in your diagnostic. But if you go to the right, you'll see a drop-down menu with 3 choices. The first one is a mixture of math and language arts questions. The second one with the pyramid will give you just math questions. And then the third choice with the book will only give you language arts questions. When I give students assignments on IXL, since I'm a math teacher, I want them working on just math. If Mr. Ross or one of the other ELA teachers has you working on IXL, they will probably want you working on just language arts. So, since I'm a math person, let's switch it to math. Okay, and you'll be provided with only math questions as you work on the diagnostic. So, you would read the question, which of the following numbers are multiples of 9? There is an audio function right here.
Which of the following numbers are multiples of 9?
So if students are struggling with reading, they could always click on that microphone so that they can hear the question read to them. And then students will select their choice and hit submit. Let's say that they get to a question that they're really unsure of. They haven't heard of it before. They know they never learned it. Then they can click on down here where it says, I don't know this yet. Okay. And that would only be for questions where students really are unsure. So as students work through the diagnostic, the arena will start to raise more flags, showing that you're answering the questions and the program is getting a good idea about exactly what you need more support with. So that is the diagnostic. Let's click back up in this green banner to learning. Because once we have an idea of your levels, now you need to practice. Now we need to do something called closing the gaps. Okay, so students don't learn every little detail every year a lot of the times, especially with COVID and students learning from home. So there might be some gaps in learning. And that's where IXL comes into play. Based on your diagnostic, we know those gaps. And the computer will pull skills and very specific questions to help you get better. So in the Learning tab under Recommendations, you're going to see a lot of different questions here. Now, remember how we saw the pyramid and the book? Well, for math class, you want to make sure you're only answering math questions. And to do that, find a math question. And then on the bottom down here, let's click on that pyramid. That pyramid will only show us math questions for this time. Let's say you're in an ELA class. Find an ELA question and click on the book on the bottom corner of that question. And then only language arts recommendations will be shown. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the pyramid, and now it switches to only math questions. You don't have to do these in order. Students can pick and choose which questions they want to work on. As students work in a question, they will see the same type of question over and over. We want to get to a SMART score of 100. That means that students have a good understanding of that specific question. So as students are working and they keep answering the same types of questions correctly, then you'll see the SMART score go up, up, up. It also keeps track of the questions, how many questions were answered, and how much time it took. There's other tools here. You can click Learn with an example or watch a tutorial. So there are examples. Okay. There are video tutorials that students can watch if they're confused. And then if you go down, if you're not feeling ready for that type of question, then there are other suggested skills to help you be able to understand that question a little more. So this program is really very specific to each student, which is why it's such a great program. When I go back into the Learning tab, you can also find this star. And teachers can actually assign very specific skills to students. So this student has 55 skills assigned probably from their teacher in 4th grade. So if your teacher says, today I want you to work on the skills I've assigned you, you can click in there. And again, you're going to see all of the different recommended skills. There's some math, there's actually a science one, and there is an ELA one. So there are different ways to work in IXL. You can find skill plans. You can actually search for specific skills and grade levels by clicking on any of these up here. But I think the best bet for most students is to work in your recommendations because, again, those skills are selected specifically for you. The last tab up at the top is the Analytics tab. And the Analytics tab you can click on, and that shows you how much time you're spending on IXL. It will show you your progress. It will show you areas of concern, so skills that you're struggling with. It's a great place to check in to see how you're doing. And for parents and family members, that's also a good place to see how your child is doing. All right, that is it for IXL. Please let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.